What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And as you may have heard by now, the great Herman Cain has passed away from complications from COVID, which is very, very sad. It really is. Because, one, there's already not enough black conservative voices out there. And Herman Cain's was very powerful. And then two, I wonder how that all unfolded and, how it escalated and got to a point where, he succumbed to the disease. I would hate later on to find out that there was some options for him, but maybe he was denied or maybe they just didn't, give it to him. I would think a high caliber person like Herman Cain might be able to get hold to something that maybe the media is trying to downplay and, all of that stuff. But like I said, because I don't know all the details, I can't comment on that. But, it would have been worth a try. So, without knowing how it all came to the point where he died from this, I don't know. I've seen some folks that are his age or older, including my father. He had COVID and he hardly had any issues with it, and he's fine. He didn't even know he had it. I'm just one that got sick. He up here talking about, I didn't know what was going on. I just got a little tired and all, but he goes to get the test. He already had the antibodies. I'm like, how'd you get the antibodies? And well, I don't know. I just was, I'm like, okay. See, but I guess it affects certain vulnerable people differently at a certain age. And that right there is something that all citizens know, that that's a possibility. When you look at all the things around the world that could take us out, stuff that you say, man, I wouldn't have imagined that would have been something that would have killed me, her, him, or whatever. Most folks don't think that catching the flu is a death sentence. But unfortunately, according to the stats, many, many people do die from the flu and other things. But when it comes down to the overall operation of the country and the planet, there has to be a balance of going on and moving forward to ensure the future of our country and of all of our citizens that are coming up from behind us. I'm no spring chicken anymore. Herman Cain was very old, or he was older, and lived a wonderful life, lots of influence on so many different people, and will always be remembered. And even at my age, I think about, hey, man, I got more days behind me than I got in front of me, most likely. However, the days that I have left, I want to be able to live them according to all the things that the country promises us, which is freedom, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, all of that stuff. Those are things that make life worth living. And any conservative that is looking at how they're trying to go about dealing with this pandemic knows that right there is a real interesting balance right there, because you don't want to catch COVID or pass away. But then there's that reality that, man, if I let the Democrats, the liberal media, the globalists have their way, they will destroy the whole country under the premise of we needed to do this to slow down the spread of you know what. And would I rather go out fighting? Would I rather take that chance of me possibly contracting it? Or would I condemn the future of the country by saying, hey, you guys, y'all have y'all way, y'all determine when things are right for us to move forward. And by the time that happens, one, they're hoping Trump won't win. And two, by the time that happens, our economy will be so destroyed, our education will be so destroyed that there wouldn't be a recovery. And we would fall right into socialism. We wouldn't even have a choice. Everything would be done, and they would have complete control moving forward. So with that being said, I also admire Herman Cain's bravery to live life according to his own terms and to go out according to the reality that, yeah, this is a possibility when I go out and I go to rallies or whatever, or I support the president, or I even echo what the president is saying concerning reopening the country. I know that I was at risk. My father is at risk, but I still believe that the greater risk is allowing our country to implode from economic hardship, allowing all the kids around the country to become dumber than a lot of them already are, with these certain cities who don't even educate the kids and don't put the resources in there. These are all acceptable risks, in my opinion. If something was to happen to my father or even myself, it would be very sad. I had corona, and I was sitting there going, man, I think I'm pretty healthy. Yeah, I would hate for me to be one of the very small minorities of young adults that appear to be healthy to kick the bucket. But when my father said he had it, I'm like, oh man, this could be real ugly. God bless that he's recovered and he's fine. So with that being said, that is a reality. It's something that you have to contend with if you are operating off of some type of reason, logic, and you're not allowing all of these other influences to manipulate your mind, thinking that somehow by destroying the whole country's economic system, education, all that stuff, we will save all these lives. As if we all go back into our houses right now, that will stop the spread of you know what. Now, my thought is, you know what is already here. The monkey is out of the bag. It's running around. You've seen a monkey. When the monkey gets out, he's going running on them knuckles and swinging branch to branch. Good luck trying to catch that monkey and put it back in the bag. So that would be equivalent to saying, well, heck, the flu's here. It's been here for years already, and it's spreading and stuff. We don't know where it's at. We can't see it. So what we're going to do is err on the side of caution, make everybody stay in the house. Because based on these numbers I'm looking at, folks dying from the flu, this is not an acceptable risk to go back to work, school, and all that stuff until the flu disappears or we come up with the cure for the flu. My gut tells me the flu is going to be around until the end of days. And there's a good chance that even COVID might be, which I don't believe it will. I think there are some solutions that could eradicate it, but they're not investigating that. But to have a bootleg CNN reporter politicized the death of Herman Cain just ticked me the heck off. Which brings me to this. Cuomo, this bum, this paid, hypocritical, just non-moral compass having jerk, Cuomo has the nerve to try to politicize the death of Herman Cain and blame it on Trump. Now, here's what's crazy about this. None of these folks on the left loved Herman Cain. They weren't walking around talking about when Herman Cain talks about all of our ways of approaching social justice and racism and all of that stuff. That guy, he gets it. He's a great guy. They didn't talk about how he supported all of that. They didn't talk about how he supported Trump. They didn't talk about how he has conservative views, and all of his views that make sense to all of us conservatives never made its way to CNN or MSNBC or any of these folks. They weren't bringing no Herman Cain on their show every week to talk, or on MSNBC to destroy all of their lies and narratives. They weren't fans of Herman Cain, but now that they see they got an opportunity to try to make it appear that Trump somehow contributed to Herman Cain's death, now all of a sudden they want to talk about Herman Cain. Now I'm shocked. Keep Herman Cain's name out of your big mouth, Chris Cuomo, because here's what he does. Let's listen to Fredo here, and then I'll destroy him before we get out of here. Check this out.
The virus is rapidly swallowing us. All colors, all stripes, all creeds. It just took a former presidential candidate, Herman Cain. Yes, he supported the president. The president says he was a good friend of his. We wish his family well, and we wish that he rest in peace. And I wish that this president have no peace until he thinks about what he's exposing people to. He didn't even mention that Mr. Cain was at his rally among the maskless masses right before he was diagnosed. Now, maybe he didn't get it there. Sure as hell didn't help. May Herm Cain rest in peace. He fell ill not long after that rally in June, the one in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You see him not wearing a mask. How many lives do we have to lose? How many have to be sick? How many have to have their lives changed? How many businesses have to close? How many kids have to go underserved and fall behind? How much more inequality and inequity must there be for something that is within our control? When will you say enough? When will you demand action? This is not about our democracy being in doubt. This is about the strength of our leadership absolutely being in doubt.
Y'all hear that? Now, I would like to take a moment before I go on to formally challenge Chris Cuomo to a cage match. I mean, a willful one. Not saying, because see, I don't want it to come back to this black Nazi. He's a racist, white nationalist black guy that wants to beat and attack Chris Cuomo against his will. Now, Chris Cuomo feels threatened every time he leaves CNN's studio. No, that's not what I'm saying. Because see, Chris Cuomo, he touts himself as a tough guy. I mean, this is the same dude that got mad because somebody called him Fredo, wanted to fight the dude. But this is also the same dude that had his butt out with his family and got busted walking around the park with no mask on. And when someone confronted him, he didn't say what I just heard. I was out there with no mask, you're right, buddy, you caught me. I shouldn't even be out here. I'm putting my wife and kids in danger along with all you people. Instead, Chris Cuomo, a.k.a. Fredo, got mad and wanted to tussle with the dude because the dude pointed out how foul he was. Then come to find out that Chris Cuomo, a.k.a. Fredo, took his butt on a little journey to check out a little house him and the wife was looking at. That's right, Chris Cuomo wasn't following all of the guidelines. He wasn't out talking about, I better put on a mask. I don't want to spread the disease. No, this dude was out doing whatever he wanted to do and then getting on TV, faking like he was in the basement the whole time, even staged a coming out party. Whoa, hey, I didn't know you guys were up there with the camera. Oh, man, I was down there working out. If I would have known, I would have dried off and not came up with my muscle shirt on. But since you're here, might as well go ahead and tell you it's finally over. I'm able to come out amongst the people. It was a tough journey as I was out at the park with my family. Yeah, it was a tough journey while I was looking at that house that we were thinking about purchasing. This guy's a hypocrite and a bum. But what makes me mad is he's using Herman Cain. And if Herman Cain was alive, I'm sure he wouldn't be saying, go ahead, Chris Cuomo, use my death to politicize this whole pandemic and point the finger at Trump. I'm sure Herman Cain's family don't want that either. But Chris Cuomo, now all of a sudden, has a heart for Herman Cain. Now, notice what he said. See, this is what I mean. No facts. They just embellish. They imply. Saying things like, now, there's no proof that he contracted it while at the rally. Then why are you even bringing that up? I mean, I pretty much can zero it down to where I was, why, and, what I might have been exposed to give me, corona. And I'm sure Herman Cain, when he contracted it, Chris Cuomo didn't say, well, you know what? We tracked all of his movements and asked his family and all that stuff to figure out what situation was he in to subject himself to possibly coronavirus. And none of that's been done or revealed. But Chris Cuomo throws it out there in the head of all their, how should I put it, impressionable listeners. That's what he did. And not only did he do that, then had the nerve to talk about, look at the picture right here. He's not wearing a mask. You weren't wearing a mask, Fredo, when you was stomping around the park. The man wouldn't have recognized you as Chris Cuomo if you would have had a mask on. So then, how did that guy know it was you? Because you didn't have a mask on. And yet you got the nerve to be trying to judge indirectly while insulting and then pretending that you are eulogizing Herman Cain. That's what he did. He was a great guy. I know he supported the president, but he was at a Trump rally, and look at that. He doesn't even have a mask on. If you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing at all, Fredo. Now, this bum, as hypocritical as he is, He done had corona. I guess you can't really catch it twice. Maybe you can, I don't know. I mean, shoot, they're still learning a lot about it. But right now, there's no evidence to show that you can catch multiple strands of it or whatever. So I think he's okay as far as mingling and going out. And so am I. I'm off my lockdown. So therefore, Chris Cuomo, I would love to honor Herman Cain with simply getting together with you for a workout, a training session. You like to hit the weights and all, Chris. Maybe we can go talk about Herman Cain and his life. Talk about how you kind of went out and mingled around while you supposedly had corona. And since you like to work out, I'm sure you wouldn't be opposed to a good old-fashioned cage match workout. You know what I'm saying? We'll wrap it up, the gloves and all. And I mean, choking and elbows and Muay Thai. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that right there would solve our differences, because right now I'm feeling some kind of way about Chris Cuomo after what I just heard. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like this guy. I don't like none of the CNN folks there at all, or MSNBC, or any of the Democrats. And to see them try to politicize this is disgusting. Now, you've been listening to me, Kevin's Corner. Man. Anyway, let me calm down. Sometimes my pressure goes up and all. Anyway, so God bless y'all. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Check me out every Wednesday night live. Kevin's Corner on Facebook, YouTube, my radio blog talk show. Check the links below. Check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, click on the link, put Kevin in the promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. Make sure you're still subscribed and your notifications are set to all. Want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner? Feel free. Links below this video. And we'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Why I oughta, Fredo.